So, you're sitting in the half-lit room of almost, convincing yourself that dim is cozy. You replay the messages, read the pauses like poems, and promise you're fine with crumbs because crumbs are still bread, right? You make yourself fluent in excuses. You say it's timing. You say they're busy. You say love is patient, but your patience is starting to look like shadow. I'm not here to shame you. I'm here to switch on a small lamp in a dark corner you've learned to ignore. We're going to map what actually happens when someone can't love you back, and how you stop folding yourself into silhouettes just to fit their light. No lectures, just you and me, coffee table honest, naming what your body already knows. Waiting feels like devotion until it empties you. Here's what makes this ache tricky. It doesn't start in darkness. It starts with a flicker, a look that lingers, a text that lands at midnight and lights your screen like sunrise. Your nervous system imprints that moment, and now every silence is measured against it. You build a bright story from faint bulbs. They didn't lie. They simply couldn't hold what you hoped they would. So you start negotiating with yourself. You say, I'll need less. You say, I'm simple. You rehearse being easy. You learn to anticipate their shadows so you can angle yourself toward any scrap of light. I've done it too. I was scared more than loved. I smiled when I wanted to scream. And when the mirror got honest, I didn't recognize myself anymore. Psychology says intermittent rewards hook us harder than steady ones. Translation: the almost keeps you. Your chest tightens when they pull away, then loosens when they return, and your brain stamps that relief as proof that it's worth it. Certainty feels safe until it traps you. You start confusing intensity with intimacy, proximity with partnership, attention with commitment. The worst part, you start thinking their limits are your fault. If I were more calm, more interesting, less needy. You take responsibility for both the lamp and the wall. But love isn't a solo job. If it can't echo, it's not a conversation. If it can't return, it's not a home. So the problem isn't you, it's the deal you were offered. Which part fits you right now? Tell me in the comments. The first light is intoxicating. They laugh at your smallest joke. Your shoulders drop, and for a minute you feel seen. You write a script from that moment's glow. In the script, they text first, plan dates, ask questions that land like warm lamps on all your unlit corners. But here's the thing though, reality keeps improvising. They cancel, they forget. They say, I'm bad at texting, like it's a birthmark. You respond by dimming. You talk yourself into chill, into no worries, into a smaller self that's easier to carry. Silence becomes your survival. Inside, the monologue runs. Don't scare them. Don't be too much. Don't ask for daylight. Your hands shake after the goodbyes you pretend don't hurt. You check your phone like it owes you sunlight. Brains prefer a bad story to no story, so you'll invent one that makes you the problem. And when a message finally arrives, your nervous system swears it was worth the dark. Let's talk about the loop. It goes like this: connection, pullback, apology, repeat. In the connection, there's warmth. You feel light on your skin. In the pullback, there's shadow. You bargain with ghosts. In the apology, they promise nothing specific, but everything implied. Now here's what nobody tells you. The loop is a system. Systems want to survive. So you become the glue. You reschedule. You soften your yes. You pre-forgive. You tell your friends, it's complicated. But complications that stay complicated are just decisions hiding. You start to carry their storm, arranging your calendar around their weather. Your body keeps the receipts, shallow breath, tight jaw, that sting behind your eyes when you say you're fine. And then you dim more, because if the light stays small, the shadows look less threatening. They become your compass. They become the sky you study for signs. Now here's where it shifts. One quiet afternoon, you catch your own reflection. Maybe it's in the microwave door or the rideshare window, doesn't matter. You see how small you've made yourself to fit their dimmer. You hear the lines you've been whispering to stay safe. I made myself small so they wouldn't leave. I became invisible in my own story. And you feel the grief of the hours you spent waiting in the hallway while their light flickered on other rooms. Grief is the light that refuses to lie. It says, "You've been living in shadows. This isn't the part where we blame you. This is the part where we honor that you kept yourself alive with the little you had." Survival is holy, but survival isn't a home. You deserve windows. You deserve switches that work when you touch them. You deserve to stop explaining why you like sunlight. But here's what makes the next step hard. Boundaries feel like turning off the last light you have. You worry the room will go black if you stop holding the switch for both of you. You hear their voice in your head. Why are you making this a big deal? You fear the echo of empty. On hard days, the emptiness is louder than any promise. The nervous system confuses unfamiliar with unsafe. Light can be new and still be good. So you draw a line that fits in your mouth. I'm looking for someone who can meet me in the light. You don't argue about shadow. You just stop choosing rooms without windows. Take a breath. Your palms sweat. Your throat warms. You send the message and feel both shaky and proud. That's your body learning daylight. Now we talk about you, your light, without them as the weather. This is the milestone where you stop auditioning for a part that doesn't exist. You gather your hours, you put them under lamps you control, friends who text back, hobbies that don't ghost you, mornings that start with sunlight on your floorboards. You practice consistency with yourself, small, unglamorous consistency. Now here's the secret nobody markets. Steadiness is hot, steadiness is oxygen. You begin to prefer rooms where your nervous system doesn't have to guess. You start noticing how your shoulders live an inch lower. You notice laughter that isn't followed by dread. You taste food again. You sleep deeper. The old loop still calls. That's normal. But you keep choosing the switch you can reach. And in this new glow, a new sentence forms. I was scared more than loved. And I chose love anyway. Mine. They become a chapter. They become a silhouette behind you when you step into your own light. Let's talk about the turn. How you move from shadow tolerance to light loyalty without turning cold. You start by telling the truth out loud, even if your voice shakes. I want daylight love. I want return, not just reach. That sentence is a lamp. Then notice the impulse to manage their mood. That little flinch to keep the peace. Instead of fixing, you place your hand on your chest and take 3 slow breaths before answering. Your breath steadies and the room feels less tilted. Next, you build a simple script you can keep. I need consistency to feel safe. You practice it in low-stakes places, the barista, a friend, so your throat learns the route. Then you try micro-boundaries that don't require explanations. You reply when you're ready, not when you're scared. You leave messages on read if your body needs quiet. You choose plans that were planned, not promises that might. You'll want the old pattern. That's okay. It was familiar. Familiar isn't the same as faithful. On hard days, pick a sensory anchor. The smell of your morning coffee, the warmth of a mug resting in both hands, the way sunlight stripes your carpet at 10 a.m. Let ordinary light remind you what your body has been asking for all along. Next, feed your nervous system what you kept outsourcing. Call the friend who laughs with you, take a short walk. Name the feeling instead of performing the opposite. I'm lonely. I'm angry. I'm hopeful. Naming turns shadows into shapes you can move around, and you keep promises to yourself that are so small they feel almost silly. You go to bed when you said you would. You eat something warm. You text back the people who show up. Your shoulders drop a little more each time. The moment you start staying with yourself, love stops feeling like a test you keep failing and starts feeling like a place you can rest. If this landed, save this video. Tell me, what's one line you're ready to say out loud? You don't have to hate them to leave the shadows. You can honor the flicker and still choose a steadier light. The story shifts when you stop bargaining with dimness. The moment you start telling the truth you've been whispering, the room brightens. They become a lesson. They become distance you don't have to cross. Subscribe so you don't miss the next one. From shadow to light, from almost to answer, from waiting to home.